Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, June 13th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions, or maybe help you make a big choice in your life. Maybe it's a real estate choice or a job choice. It could be all sorts of things. Whatever is going on in your life that has some sort of financial impact, kind of every decision seems to, just give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. And if you'd like to join us live, don't forget to check the little box so that we can get you on the air. Also, while you're on the website, check out all the free stuff that lives there. We've got another podcast, we've got a radio show, we've got a blog, we've got videos, we've got resources, and we've got the free weekly newsletter. Comes out every single Friday. Mark does a great job with that. And the Mark is none other than Mark Talercio. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Jill. Happy middle of June.
Yes, it's almost Flag Day. That would be tomorrow. And I was thinking about, you have all these different segment ideas that are always coming up. And I said, I cannot believe we're doing mid-year money. Here we go. It's all starting. And it's like the time does fly by. It really does, especially because you force me to do so much recording in advance that I'm in August in my brain sometimes already.
Oh, yeah. I'm always, my brain is always 2 months ahead at least.
It's like when you were at the Bureau. Both Mark and I spent some time at the CBS News Bureau in London, and they're all on New York time inside the building. And it's freaky because you have no sense of time when you're there, because you really do. You're operating on a Eastern time clock, but then you come out of the Bureau and you're like, wait, what time is it? It's very strange.
It was very confusing. But yeah, I basically celebrate Christmas every October. That's kind of how my schedule works.
What are you thinking about a summer vacation for this year, Mark?
I honestly don't think we're going anywhere. We'll see. There's 2 weeks at the end of August. That's kind of our window if we want to go somewhere. But I'm really inclined not to go anywhere because my garden is growing beautifully. And that's right when everything's going to be primed to be picked, and I want to be around for that. All
right. Well, as you know, this is my August of weddings, 3 weddings in successive weekends in August, but I will be taking some time off the end of August. I know. But I'm related to some of these people. So what am I going to do? Got to show up, right? It's always delightful to have these conversations because Mark and I both love vacation so much.
This has been a quiet year, though. By our standards, this so far, it's we're halfway through, but it's been a quiet year so far.
Well, what do you mean? I went to South Africa. I went to London. You went to London.
I feel like there's a lot more planning we usually do. I think you kind of some of these trips you've kind of arranged around our schedule, so we didn't have to build in a lot of pre-recorded stuff.
That's right, because I am that kind of gal.
Even the upcoming 4th of July. Usually that's a pretty big holiday in the Jill on Money world, but nothing really planned.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather bang it out anyway. All right, let's bang this one out. We've got a great listener who's been waiting patiently. It's Susan, who's on the line from the Pacific Northwest. Hello, Susan. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Great. What can we do for you?
So I am hoping to make a jump to live internationally in another 5 years. And I am 50 this year, and I've been socking away money for a while in some retirement accounts and such, and trying to get myself set up with a passive income situation.
This is exciting. Mark and I love these.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Exactly right.
Probably Portugal.
Ooh, okay. Do you speak Portuguese?
Not yet.
You plan to?
It's no problem. I have a facility with languages. So
what did you speak so far? So let me guess. So you speak English? You're doing well so far. I think your English is great.
Spanish and French.
Spanish and French. Portuguese is weird though, huh?
It's weird. It's not as nice as Spanish, but it's okay.
All right. So you're 50 years old. Are you single, partnered, married?
Single.
Okay. Kids or no kids?
Kids Launched has a 529 plan.
How much do you earn right now, Susan?
79,000.
Tell us about how you have saved in advance of executing this fantastic plan.
So I have a couple of 403B retirement accounts, and they total about $324,000.
Okay.
And then I have a Roth IRA that's about $70,000. And then I have a Target retirement fund that is $65,000, and that's for 2040.
Is that inside of a retirement account, or is it just a brokerage account?
It's, it's a good question. It's Vanguard. It says it's controlled by Fidelity through my work.
Oh, it must be a workplace plan.
Yeah.
So it hasn't. So the Roth IRA we know is after tax, but the 403B and this target retirement, those two chunks have not been taxed yet.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Keep going.
And then I have my personal savings, probably about $40,000. And then I have, I have an Edward Jones account. I have a couple of like stock accounts that are sort of small. Like Edward Jones is about 10,000. Got some Schwab stuff that's like 6,000. Morgan Stanley, that's 1,000.
Why are these all like this? Is very odd to have all these accounts all over.
I'm not really sure. I think I was dabbling some years ago, and
didn't dabble just in stocks, but in different firms, just to get a sense of it.
I'm not sure why. And then I have a passive income that I'm hoping to get from a rental property.
Oh, you own a rental property. Tell me, how much is the rental property worth?
So I currently live there. It's worth probably $510,000, and I have $190,000 left on the mortgage.
What's the interest rate on that mortgage?
2.79.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
yeah, that's great.
And you're living there right now.
I'm living there now.
What do you think you could rent it for?
I have a property manager, and they said it will rent for between $3,800 and $4,200.
Wow. Okay, that's going to pay for a good chunk of your living expenses. And do you own any other property besides this property that you're living in?
That's it.
Okay. So we got all these bits of money all over the place. Any pension potential for you?
No.
How much money are you putting away into these retirement accounts? Let me ask you that. Out of your $79,000 of income, how much are you putting away?
40%.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot. I did the math, and I was like, I can't believe I'm saving that much money.
Wow.
It's
oh
a
my
lot.
God. All right. Well, that's a lot of money. Are there any other expenses or anyone else you have to worry about?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
my mother has her own money, and
Does that mean that you would be due an inheritance?
I would. Yeah. And
Do you
that's,
know how much-ish?
Yeah, I'm her power of attorney, so I have access to all the information.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably get about 500,000.
Okay. How old's mom, and is she in good health?
Not in good health, mid-80s.
You're going to leave the country and while she's...
Well, not yet. That's
all right.
That's
Good
the
point.
thing.
Good point.
is
Yeah,
that
I got it.
she's-
I understand.
We'll see.
I got it. Have you done this investigation about Portugal? Like, I mean, in today's dollars, do we have an idea of how much it would cost you to live there?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of research, and they say that you can live there for, if you get the passive income visa, which is called the D7 visa, it's about $800 a month that's required to live there, because that's their minimum wage.
Really?
Yes.
Look at the
So
laugh.
don't tell anyone.
I mean, we're telling a lot of people right now.
Right.
That's amazing. Okay. So, I mean, you're not spending a lot of money now. This is just a remarkable situation. It really is. What else do you feel like you need to do to get there? Mark, any other questions before we get the 5-year game plan in action?
No, I mean, I just heard the number about what it takes to like legally reside in Portugal, but what does she think she actually spends?
Right. That's a really good question, because I'm going to want to travel and do all that kind of thing. And so that's the minimum wage requirement. You can get a job after you've been there for a while on the D7 visa, but if I don't have to get a job, I would like not. So I think probably $1,500 to $2,000.
So you're just going to live on your rental income,
Yeah,
basically.
that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
I mean, because you're going to get like the rental income. So in 5 years, I don't know how long the mortgage is, the term of the mortgages, but if you're getting $4,000 a month, what will you clear from that? Like you've got principal, interest, taxes, homeowners, and the property manager. What do you think you clear from that $3,800 to $4,200 a month of rent?
Right. That's going to be tricky because it's an older house. And so far, the last 3 years, it's had quite a bit of maintenance. So I'm kind of just counting on maybe 1,000.
Okay, so we can get $1,000 a month from there. And are you willing to work when you're there or not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So you would be able to, if you said to me, hey, I want to do this in 5 years. I mean, obviously you're going to keep contributing money. I'm not sure how much I'd be putting into the 403B. I might be trying to save a little money outside of retirement also for you, just so you have some liquidity going over there, right? If you were to make $1,500 a month and then you get this $1,000 a month from the income from the property, do you think that would be enough? That, $2,500 a month ish?
When you say make 1,500, do you mean at a job?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be plenty. Just depend on if I could get the job.
Mark, what do you think about the 5-year game plan?
Based on what she spends, which is not a lot, it sounds doable. But there's other things to factor into the equation. Obviously, mainly her mother and what happens there.
Right. I mean, because if your mom is alive, you're not going to leave, right?
Right. That's what she has said.
I mean, I think she's probably right about that. I've got to be honest. I don't know if she was a good mother or not, but I think she's probably right. So, I mean, here's the thing. I think the numbers, if I did not know that you were going to likely inherit $500,000, I think that my outlook would be different. But that is a reality. And I think that if you believe this is going to be I'm going to live internationally and then return home, is that kind of what you're thinking?
No.
You're never coming back.
Well, we'll see. But
never's a long time.
I don't really think, it's hard to say, but I kind of don't think so.
I mean, I think it could kind of work, especially with the $500,000 inheritance. I guess the only other question is whether at some point you say, I don't really want this rental property in the U.S. I'm going to sell it, take the proceeds, and buy something in Portugal.
Right. I've thought about that.
I think that'll be also a decision point. So let me clean a few things up. Number one, can we get rid of move the Edward Jones into the Schwab, move the Morgan Stanley into the Schwab? Let's get one account. Okay. And let's have one brokerage account. Next, you're putting a lot of money into your 403B and you don't make a ton of money. So I would prefer that. Do you have a match on your retirement account?
Yeah.
How much?
10%.
So you put in 10, they put in 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So just do 10%. Keep contributing to your Roth IRA. Any extra money, I want that to go into the Schwab account that's holding everything. All right. Whatever the brokerage account is. We want to build that up. We want you to build up your non-retirement savings so that when you go to Portugal, you've got cash on hand to do that, And I think as you're working, if you can do as much as possible to spend the money on the rental property to get it in shape like you've been doing while you're still earning this much money, then I would go ahead and do that. I would spend my money wisely that way. Don't go crazy. You know what I mean? But if it's a real thing, you know what? I need to upgrade my appliances or I want do that now. Don't do it in 5 years.
Oh yeah. I have been doing that. I've been spending almost too much on that stuff. Yeah. Making it really nice.
I think it's doable. You sound like you're ready to rock and roll and do it and make it happen. And what about health insurance? You're then you have this visa. Does that entitle you to health insurance in Portugal?
It does, yeah. Okay. I think temporarily you have to have some international health insurance. Maybe it's $150 a month or something like that. And then after you're approved, you go on to their national plan.
Dude, I can't even believe this. This is you're out of here.
You've spent a lot of time there or what?
I visited and really liked it. And I have some friends that have gone and recommended it. And
all right.
Listen to us. We're a little worried for you. We just want to make sure you know what you're getting into, girly. I mean, listen, you also can go and say I lived there for a year and it sucked and I'm coming home. I mean, there's always that.
Right. Yeah. I thought about that, although then I don't know exactly what would happen with work and things like that.
Whatever,
but it's
you'd figure it out.
Yep, that's true.
You'd figure it out. It sounds to me like you're a very canny planner and you like this idea. And, maybe what happens is that as time goes on, are you going to continue to go back and check different areas out? And I'd love for you to just be on the ground there a little bit and get a sense of what other people are doing and how they're doing it. And when you go visit somebody who lives in a place like that, or you hear stories like this, my question is always, tell me about the worst thing. What is bad about this? They'll tell you. Like, what's hard? It's hard to whatever. But you want to know what that is. I just want to have the information.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I've lived a couple other places before, and I'm aware of those things.
I lived in Rhode Island. It felt like a different world to me also. And who knows? What else can we do for you?
I guess I had the one question about moving the brokerages. Is there anything that you would recommend?
Well, I would just try to, whatever's in those accounts, you can move them. It's called a tape-to-tape transfer. You can just say to Schwab, I have 2 other accounts. One's at Edward Jones, one's at Morgan Stanley. I just want to mush them all into this one Schwab account and move the assets that you own into this one account. Just do it in one place. Managing 3 accounts is a pain, especially if you're overseas. All right? Don't forget a will. You got
yes,
that?
That's done.
All right, good. Susan in the Pacific Northwest heading to Portugal. It's exciting. Keep us posted. We'll retest this plan. Don't worry. You'll be back in touch. I promise. Before you move, get back in touch with us. Okay.
For sure. Thank you.
Good. All right. Hey, are you planning a big move? This is exciting. I mean, imagine I could not have the guts to do this, Mark. I am such a wimp. I know you have more of that. You and Amanda would do this. I don't think I could do this. I'm such a baby. It literally was like I was moving to Antarctica when I moved to Rhode Island. My whole family was like, what? You're moving up there? You're going to be living in Italy. And I'm going to just say, I'm so jealous. You're living like an E.M. Forster novel. I just wish I could do it. I don't have it in me.
That's your pal, Seth Doan from CBS. He's got this whole incredible renovation going up in Tuscany. It's amazing.
He is such a doll. I love him. I mean, I don't know if I don't have that in me. I'm a great traveler. I don't know if I could live abroad. All right. If you are considering a big move, or you're trying to figure out whether or not staying put makes more sense, and any other issue that's on your mind that touches your money, just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you would like to join us live. Don't forget, you can subscribe to our service called Jill on Money Live, $35, and you'll have access to quarterly live webinars, bonus video content. Our next webinar is coming up this month. We are talking Social Security, and I am excited because we have an expert who's phenomenal, Heather Schreiber. She is an author and keynote speaker on Social Security and lots of retirement income related topics. She's an Ed Slott. I don't know. It's funny. She's like an Ed Slott seal of approval person. So she's going to be great. I know it. Anyway, join us for that. It'll cost you $35 for the full year for the webinar with Heather, and $3 more and all the back catalog and special videos. It's all there, right there. Check it out at JillOnMoney.com. Mark Talercio is the co-host, executive producer, and king of all things web of this program. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.